Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another inspiring episode on the Cactil YouTube channel. Today, I'm honored to introduce Abdulrahman Alfa, a passionate advocate for sustainable development, community building, and youth empowerment in Nigeria. He has a really great background, and it is really big honor for us to discuss today with him. I hope that you will enjoy our today's conversation and join us for today's journey because his vision for sustainable development and for other aspects of leadership is really, really fantastic. And I'm already looking forward to discuss with him. He is from Nigeria. And let's get started. Thank you very much for being today with us, Abdul Rahman. And could you please tell us about your background and how it shaped your passion for sustainable development and community building?
So thank you for the opportunity. It has been a wonderful journey to us, personal and professional journey. So for me, I am from a extended family where my dad has three wives. Yes, yeah, it's a big family and almost 17 children. So, coming from that monopoly very large family, you tend to have to. You don't get everything actually. So most of the times you have to also go outside and also interact and also try to get it as it wasn't an easy ride. But yeah, my dad was actually a provider. So it was actually a good journey. So one thing that prompted me about sustainable development has actually been since from childhood. I am someone that really loves solving problems. So even from house, people always come to me to solve their problems. So that has been part of what I inculcated towards where I am today. So I believe all that has really shaped towards me going towards sustainable development. And sustainable development as it comes, it all encompasses problems around the world. It's not only a particular problem, but be it education, poverty, climate change, everything. So that is one thing that led to me to sustainable development. Yeah. Thank you. That's the two
Wow,
about me.
great. Thank you very much. And this is really interesting of your family background to hear this story. And I guess this is one of the empowering things that helps you to be a such great leader. And also, you know that you had background in business. I'm so sorry. And also, I know that you had background in business administration and accounting. So, what inspired you to pursue a career in this field?
Yeah, I think even growing up, at a moment, my elder brothers were calling me this name, finance. Understand? I don't know. Yeah, the finance name of it. And I later realized that at a moment, I was having the same name with Commissioner of Finance in my state during when I was born. So then they were now calling me finance. So that alone also pushed me towards financial aspect about study. And also when I was growing, my dad and my mom, I was more of like, I was kind of a prudent person even when I was growing up. I don't spend often, I don't spend anyhow. So I was so they always give me money to vote for them. Just imagine I was,
Mm,
as young, I was an accountant, I was more of an accountant to my mom and dad. Even when I grew up, I also came, I was kind of always in charge. She would tell me, go and withdraw money for her, do this and that for her. So that in short has actually, boy, sincerely, my dad actually wanted, I didn't mean he was not a detecting type, but he wanted me to go for the science. He always had, child to be like the dad and the
mhm,
likes because he was science related course he studied. My mom was also, but me, I chose that because I noticed that I was having knowledge about accounting. Basic knowledge in the sense that I was interested in always the arithmetics about it, the debit and credit. So that was that. Even the management in short, in Nigeria here, we always have these challenges where probably you apply for accounting, they will change you to a similar course. But initially, I applied for accounting for my undergraduate. That is my bachelor's degree, but it took me to business. But I took it with good faith in the sense that since they have relationship, so I just venture into business admin. But I started with a diploma. I had a diploma in accounting, then switched to business, which has actually been a wonderful journey so far.
wow, that's really interesting because I have the same background. I also have a master degree in business administration, and right now I'm working as accountant in one of the big four companies. And I'm really familiar with this journey to be a financiist and also work with own business, with own startup. So yeah, that's really appreciated, and I great to hear that young leaders they also have knowledge in finance and accounting, because I guess it's one of the essential things in our successful life, in our daily basis life as well. So yeah, that's really interesting to find a person that doing almost the same things like me. And today we have a really nice conversation, not only about accounting and business, but also about your leadership journey as well. And one of the first topics that I would like to discuss with you in today's interview, it is Cactus program. Because you are right now 2024 Cactus participant, and I'm just curious to ask you what motivated you to apply for the Cactus program, and how did you first hear about it?
Okay, so but for the motivation, it's actually comes from my own. I've actually been of someone that I love taking up opportunities. So even when I was in undergrad, I always search for opportunities, trying out new things, and also I look at it as a way of personal development or either professional development or even networking. Sometimes I just go into conferences to just I participate in conferences to learn to get to know people. So this was also one of it. I was in a community of the investment society. It's a community, it's a club in my school then that just like mine, we talk about economy, microeconomy and macroeconomics issues, be it locally or internationally. That was where they posted the application, so the opening, yeah, actually then, and I just picked interest in it. And along the line, I noticed they had right where we have to answer. I will have to begin. We are given assignments where we have to answer assignment. We have to solve the assignment and also report back. So I noticed there were things that are really related to what I want to learn. Also, I wanted also being part of such things, be it like the entrepreneurship, the personal development, the mental health, and the health. All those things are revolving where I see I have great passion upon. So that was actually what prompted me to apply and also where I got to know about the program.
Wow. Wow, that's really interesting. And can you share one of the memorable moment or key lesson you learned during the Cactus program?
Okay, so with regarding the moment, I think that was I would really pinpoint it to the moment I received the message that I was I was among the people that were selected for the most engaged assignment because I know how what it took me actually to be doing those assignments actually because one thing about me, I'm a type that I'm time conscious. I always time my time. So I've never missed a deadline. That was the thing for me. So when I saw me being selected, it was a joy for me. And also being part of the few that got selected was something that was one of the most memorable moments for me. And the lesson, I would say every assignment came with its particular lesson because I believe learning is a continuous process. So I took it as an opportunity for me to always learn every lesson I get to learn about be it perspective about a different particular country or be it a perspective about a particular knowledge. So it's not something that I actually knew before, but based on the interest I put on it, I was able to also the materials they shared also gave me an insight, and it has actually improved my conversation and also my interactions when it comes to matters that revolve around the assignment topics and likes.
Thank you very much. And if you could highlight one transformation or skill you gained from the Cactus program, what would it be?
Uh, Notwithstanding, I would say this is kind of a very difficult because I believe I learned a lot. But if I'm to pick, I would say the personal finance, yes, because at the moment I lost track of finance. But when the assignment actually just like the principle they said they gave, I think it was close to 10 principles or so. I really have really been holding on to that principles because it has really helped me. Because one thing about economy in Nigeria is is really hard. Let me just So you have to really just be very prudent with your economy. And one thing is with me is because I have a soft heart. I'm a soft-hearted person. When people come with their problem. I want to solve every problem. Just like let me just digress a bit. I was having a conversation with my sister just of recent, and she was telling me this. She said, "Ah, you can't really solve everybody's problem." And I said, "Yeah, that thing called to me." I said, "Yeah, even though we have the zeal to want to solve problem, you also have your own problem. And when you are not able to solve your own problem, people don't come to your head." So I've been using that principle. So I would say the personal finance, yeah, it has actually been the part that I've really still among all of them are actually been important, but I'm still working with the personal finance till this moment. Yes.
Oh, great. I have the same. It's not like issue, like challenge with personal finance working because when you're working in the daily basis with accounting and finance for other companies and people, it's quite hard to, you know, to keep doing finance for yourself, even
Mm.
after work. It's quite hard when you know how to work with different tables, different formulas, how to do it more efficient and quickly. But you started to be a bit lazy, so I completely understand you how it is. And also, once I was preparing for today's conversation with you, I learned your biography, and there was a lot of things that you achieved um, during your journey, and you're so young, and that's really, that's really great that you are doing, and what kind of experience you already gained during your career just journey. And could you please share what was your experience like as secretary general of your department association? As far as I remember, you worked there. And can you share some of the highlights or challenges or of coordinating the Grand African Initiative as well?
Okay. So thank you for that wonderful question. So you see, when I was in school, part of what I really went to, and one thing that helped me then was the COVID-19 actually. So COVID-19 opened my mind to outside school. You understand? Where I know before it was conventional, things happen only in school, but COVID now brought things like this that we're doing now, where we could have a virtual event. So then I was also open for opportunities. I was searching for opportunities, and that was why with regarding the Grand Africa, yeah, it was also an opportunity that I saw on social media and I tied on to it. And it's actually revolved around youth empowerment, entrepreneurship, and innovation. That's actually the key cardinal issues they are trying to solve. So with that, I've actually been as a coordinator then what we were able to do was at that moment we were able to organize a summit, a virtual summit. People were at home wearing masks and we were able to still organize summits of such nature. So and we're able to just bring young minds to also interact and also get to one thing about the Grand Africa is we always have an event where we call the end of the year mentorship program where we bring industry experts where they will come talk to us about industry issues that revolve around the issues around their expertise. Then my leadership started, that's just like Secretary General. It started from school. I was Secretary General. I was the Assistant Secretary General before being the Secretary General. So you know one thing about Secretary General, it comes with human interaction. You have to also you talk to people, always try to keep order and the like. So it's actually a wonderful journey for me because that was my first, I think, let's say the official leadership position I held and being able to who held programs that revolve around. We also held like data analyst workshop. We also did professional exams. We held professional exams for them. So it has actually been a wonderful journey for me towards my leadership. Um, But yeah, the challenge is, yeah, when it comes to the challenge, people you can't really do 100% for people. So people always have criticism. So it's just left for you now to know, yeah, this is leadership and you can't be 100%. But there are people that when you're trying to even be good, they will say, why are you too good? When you're trying to also please people, they will say you are even pleasing them too much. So you just have to understand people. And it has actually helped me in building my interpersonal skills and my people skills actually. So That's just with regarding the challenges and the experience.
Okay, nice. And that's really interesting to hear about your leadership journey and your leadership role that you took as well. And another question I have about how do you balance your professional career with your active involvement in different leadership projects, different community projects that you are also so active there?
Okay, so I see. As I'm also just let me yeah, I love reading books. So and I think one of the things that books have led me to develop is I've come across a lot of books I used to keep. Most especially, I love reading motivational books. The one thing I've come across always is time management, yes, and also setting goals. So when I try relating time management and setting goals, that actually helped me in striking those balance. You see, sometimes because the moment you're intentional about something, you want to learn something, and you know what you are trying to, you already stated. Just like for instance, this morning, before this day, I already have a schedule of how my day will be like. So it will be difficult for someone that do this, will now find himself missing out on track on one of those things. So what I try doing is, yeah, I have the goals at hand, and I always try to make it a daily task. In the sense, I always have a daily task. If it's a professional aspect career, maybe I want to engage in a conference or a seminar or even a professional course. I'll just have to itemize. I will just have to put up time for that. When it's time for professional career, I will do that separate. And if it's time for advocacies or also engagements, yes, I also try to fix time for that. So I always try to strike that balance whereas I don't always have conflicting interests, whereas there will be an interest between professional and advocacies that I do. So it has never been, yeah, it's sometimes it's overwhelming. It will actually get overwhelming because, wow, your day will just be choked up. After this, you go into this, after that, you go into, but so long as you have the interest and you know what your end goal is, actually always at your why. Yes, and when I said your why, you always know why you are doing this. It will always be the motivation for you to always push and never get tired till, yeah, the end result is achieved.
Wow, that's fantastic. I really like the way that you're thinking and how you're thinking about all these things that we're discussing today. And also, another thing that I would like to discuss with you, it is sustainable development goals. Because as far as I remember, you have also some projects aligned with the sustainable development goals. So could you please tell us what inspires you to focus on the projects that aligned with the sustainable development goals and also share a bit about impacts of the project that you led that also you bring to your community thankful this project.
Okay, so before now, because currently I'm a youth service corps member, and this is a 1 year mandatory program for young graduates in our country here. So on before now, I was also an advocate of sustainable development goals. So at that moment, what we were expected to do, it was a program actually. So what we were expected to do is we go to school to also sensitize them about sustainable development. So in what are we trying to do? We're just trying to give our own impacts so that this sustainable development cause a problem. These are problems that cut across every other problem that you might think of. So it's just some people don't actually know about them. What we're trying to so after that we try to also engage in a program in our community. Just look at your community and try to see what problem you can really solve. So that was what the moment that, at that moment that was when I realized that the community was having issues of waste disposal. You understand? They normally just dump waste at at a particular point, which also along the line also come back to have negative effect to those communities. So that now prompted me to talk to our head of communities, that's the head of Migari, we call them Migari. So we now sensitize them. We now sensitize the community, the youths in the community, whereby we went and we cleaned and we burned Yeah, even the bunny is actually a but it was the easiest thing for us to do then because packing it was a cost. So we just used this minimum short minimum solution. We just tried to use the solution that we used. Then we did that and things were better. So along the line, we later collaborated with the state government to come and be packing this debt. And this is something that the waste. So this is something that they have actually been doing. So with regarding the sustainable development, now, at the moment, I am serving. So I also SDG is a CDS group. That's a community development service group, whereby we just take one of the problems and we try to solve one of the goals. We just look at. So one thing we have actually been able to do is we have actually tried to women gender equality. We have actually worked towards gender equalities, whereby we try to empower women. This is something that we have done recently. We train them about skills, the skills empowerment, where we train them on how to make liquid soap. We have actually trained them on how to make fresheners, room fresheners. This is what is the benefit because in our community where we are in this moment, I'm in Kaduna State, it's another part of the country. It's actually, we have challenges where you see ladies after secondary school just going into marriage. So after some of them after they don't have anything to do again because what we're trying to do is since if you are yes, it's a cultural issue. So since you will have to go into marriage, why not if you are going to marriage, you have a skills that you will take on so that you will also be getting money. You shouldn't be always 100% relying on your husband. So you tend to lose your relevance. So that was one thing we did. That was one of the purpose so of that particular project. So there's one project now we're trying to work on, which is around pet recycling. Because I noticed as I was following the news of recent, the conference that was held, the conference of the parties, Azerbaijan, the conference revolving around that they did in Azerbaijan, just I think on the 11th of November to 22nd of November. So the center, one of the key challenges there was this developing or these industries produce pets. They contribute to how these pets and these pets they don't decay. So when they go, it's either they go back to the sea, which also affects life on water. This is part of our goals. I think that's the goal 11. Yeah, goal 11. It affects that. It's part of our challenges now. They have taken our lives. Well, no problem. So aside that, then also we looked at so these are things. So what we would try to do is also to play a part in recycling this pet instead of it going waste. Why not just collect it and recycle them into forming a structural something? We wanted forming a what is it called a sitting position where people can sit. We recycle it to be like a structure where people can sit and also so that we're also contributing to the waste, reducing the waste of how to also recycle those products part of the project we have actually partaken or worked on.
Mm. You know, that's really great to hear from young people that they care about such things like sustainable development goals. It's quite hard sometimes to talk, especially in my country, with the people, with the young people, about sustainable development goals because not everyone believe in these things due to some hard time that we are facing right now in my country, and that's really appreciable that you as a young leader from your country, you're really passionate about that, and you're doing really great job. And I'm just curious to ask you, which of your leadership role has been the most transformative for you personally, and why?
For me, I would say, I one of the, I think I always have all my leadership position. I've had a good moment with them. Actually, yes, because one of my key, I don't like being a dormant person, so I've always been able to give impact. So I would say the beginning. I always want to go back to the beginning. That was when I was the Secretary General, yes, because and then it came with a lot of challenges, and me being able to overcome those challenges and being able to also add value, contribute to people's life, made me felt it gave me this joy that wow. So if I could do this, why not also push for better position, also push for better impact actually. So yeah, I would say that was actually the key moment, and that was one of the times where I really felt yes. I've actually been so much, I've actually given impact to people, yes.
Thank you very much for saying this, sharing this. And from my point of view, from my experience, it's quite hard to work with people in different communities, especially engage those people to take some actions in sustainable project, community projects that will be bring really great impact for their future lives. So could you share your experience of the things? How do you engage communities to take an active role in the project that you are doing?
This is actually a very good about a very good question because it's not about you what you want to give back to the society, but it's about what does the society want, the community wants you to do. So at first, it's always advisable whenever you want to give impact, you just have like interactions with the host community. Maybe like if you want to do it here properly, if you want to do it in a particular community, get to interact with them. If it's a problem that you think it will be of relevant, why not also get to hear from their opinion? So why will you now? What's the relevance of you doing that? Because of the continuity. Because you are not probably you won't be there forever. So you would want, if after you have actualized this project, for instance, let it continue to exist. You wouldn't want to do something that the community will say, "What are you even doing for us?" But let it be something that it will be of impact to them. So what we try doing is we always try to do community engagement first because we have to get to understand if what we want to bring to this community is to be of relevant to them. If it doesn't have relevance, I think the always that's where we also ask them what did they really think we should do or we should help them with. So that's how we always try to connect the issue of the community engagement. It's very, very important to us, the continuity of a particular project. Even if you're not able to finish up that project, since they know it will be of relevance to them, they also could just pick it up, also complete it. So it's very important. What we try doing always, it has always been the community engagement with the community which we want to work with.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You already answered to my next question in in your answers. And but by the way, I would like to ask you about that, especially just could you please share one important advice, in your opinion, that you would like to share for young leaders who wants to make a difference in their communities?
For me, if I'm to, yes, if I'll take it like this, you need to just be intentional. You need to be intentional about if you want to be someone that is impact driven, you have to be intentional about it. Not something that you will just say today you want to do it and tomorrow you will not. It's a continuous process actually. And this is something that you have to have great passion for. If you don't have passion for impacting people's life, I don't really advise people to go in. But yeah, I believe it's something that works with passion. So because there are times where you just say you want to give up, you don't want to continue, you don't want to do it again. But with that passion that you have for it, and you know what the end goal will be, the impact of the end results, that will always be. So I always advise them to take it slow. Wherever you have, or if you see a problem that you want to solve for a particular community, take it bit by bit. Don't always try to look at the end result. If you have the end result at heart, then break those tasks into smaller goals and you won't see the overwhelmness about it. That's where you learn to take it one step at a time. In the sense that, yeah, they said Rome was not built in a day. So even if whichever project you have, yeah, people might say, this idea is too big. But if you break it down and take it one step at a time, yeah, to always come easy. And yes, that's just my advice for young people.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's really inspiring in the way that you are just talking and sharing your thoughts and your experience. Of course, it's really valuable for us, and I'm sure for our viewers as well. And another question that I have to you today, it is, how do you envision combining your expertise in business and accounting with your passion for sustainability leadership, for different social projects that you are doing as well?
I don't believe there's actually a project that won't revolve around finance. Yes, I think in every country, there's always something we call budget, and budgets are always centered upon capital and recurrent expenditure. So that capital expenditure, even at the point of capital expenditure, there's always a budget proposal where there's always a bidding. I believe having financing knowledge has actually helped me in having in better understanding of how, just like if you want to do a budget for this, you want to do a project, having that visibility of how this will come to visibility, will come to possibility, will come to happening. It's always good because uh accounting is in takes because people usually think that it's more of just the numbers, but that prudency of how you want to even spend the money is really important. And how you also, because being aware that yeah, it's the end result you're looking at, but the systematic process of which the money is being spent is of very, very paramount importance. So I believe accounting knowledge has really, really helped and is still helping, and I believe it will continue to help.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for sharing it. And I guess you will be first person who I'm asking such kind of question for the interview. Because yeah, in our YouTube channel, everyone can already find quite a lot of interviews with different outstanding leaders and learn a lot of valuable things from them and from their experience. But for you, I have one special question about your goals and what are your short-term and long-term goals in your professional work, in your journey as a leader? Could you please share with us with your future plans and what kind of projects maybe are you planning to implement for your community?
Okay, for professional, if I'm to say my short-term goals is actually to keep on learning. Yes, because I believe learning doesn't end. I still have some professional exams that I will still need to take. Yeah, I think those are my short-term goals. Then in the long run for my professional career, I believe I want to see myself in a very comfortable place, maybe like in a managerial position where I'm driving towards the goal and objective of a particular organization. But in the bigger picture, I don't really, I foresee also being a company owner, that's a CEO for it in the long run. But I believe it takes process. It's a step. Yes, it's a journey. Sorry, it's a journey, not a race. I usually used to use that adage. So I take it step because I want to also learn from people first. Before one of the reasons why business also fails is because they don't really learn from others. So I want to take it in a step where I will learn from others and work towards establishing my own empire. With regarding advocacies and also community impact, what I'm doing now is basically the aspect of the advocacies and also trying to do projects that will be of relevance to communities and people. So you see, I believe one of the challenges I've noticed in the course of what I'm doing is funding. So I've had this passion where I want to really form a foundation that will be driven towards people that really wants to help people because I know it's a huge challenge for me now. If I have a passion where I have a project that I want to do that will impact people, but a limitation of funding because I mean we do have those challenges. But why not I have a platform in the long run where you just need to come pitch your project and who will fund what you want to do if it's of impact and relevant to the society. So that was my aim and my long-term goal. Someday, let's say, for instance, I'll own a foundation, for instance, where what you just need to come and do is just pitch your project. If it's of relevance and it's of high importance, especially to sustainable development goals. Yeah, I love that aspect. So if it's related to sustainable development, and I believe there's no problems in this world that would never have a relationship with sustainable development goals because I believe people that came and start and formed sustainable development goals because it came from MDGs actually. So it was a broader problem they came around. So I believe to always cut across those problems. So if it's a problem of relevance, so it will always be something that's having a foundation, just like what I said, towards solving people's problem, most especially the financial problem. Because I believe there are people, a lot of us like this that wants to help, but money usually is to be a problem. So why not create a platform or create an organization where we solve the money problem, just come with your impact. So that's just my personal and professional career for the short term and long term.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for sharing it. Yeah, it's really interesting. I'm really looking forward to everything that you will be doing in the future. And we are almost finalizing our today discussion, and we have a little tradition for all of our guests on our YouTube channel. The last question is always related to something special for our viewers, and I would like to ask you what kind of message would you like to share with young people who aspire to become leaders and change makers in their future, or who would like to join the Cactus program? What kind of message you would like to share with them?
So, one thing that is very, very important in life, it's about it's mentorship and guidance. I believe as young leaders and young aspiring leaders, it's always good to have mentors, whether are there yet, are already there to guide you. So it's never a big deal for you to say, I can't really learn. I don't want to be under somebody. But I believe learning is a process, and you have to learn from people that are better than you, people that have seen it in life, and it helps towards assimilating towards your learning process. So, and another thing is just to take it slow. Yes, it's not a race, but rather a journey. So you might not really get there at the moment, but what matters is your passion. Passion really matters towards what you at the end goes. So, yeah, that's what I have for them. And let me just keep it short like that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for sharing it, and thank you very much for being with us today, for your time, and for sharing your journey and insights with us and our viewers today. Your dedication to sustainable development and empowering young people is truly, truly inspiring. And we are excited to see the positive changes that you continue to drive in Nigeria and beyond. And for everyone who is watching us today, please don't forget to like, share this video, and subscribe to the Cactus YouTube channel. And also, please don't forget to comment this video and share your questions to Abdulrahman, and I'm sure that he will answer to all of your questions that you have to him about leadership, sustainability, business accounting, and different topics, because he's really smart man, and I'm sure that he has a lot of powerful stories for our change makers, and I believe that we'll have more change makers like you. And yeah, thank you very much for being with us today, for sharing your story, for your time, and I hope that in the future we'll record more and more videos with you about more specific topics like sustainable projects and how to lead them.
All right, thank you so much for the opportunity, and it has actually been a wonderful conversation, and yeah, the journey has actually been a wonderful one. So thank you for having me here.
Thanks.